What is going on, guys? It's your boy CJ and I'm back again with another Division video. So today I'm bringing you guys my Predator's Mark DPS build. This build is just insane for shredding players in Last Stand, in the DZ. If you do use it properly in DZ, I would make some changes I will suggest in the build if you're going to run this in DZ. But however, in Last Stand, this build is just incredible, dude. Like, you shred people so fast, you have people on constant status effects, and it's just ridiculous. So without further ado, let's get into the build. So for my primer, I'm using the MP7 with 18.5 crit chance, 20.7k base damage, and it's got hurried, deadly, and unforgiving. You guys probably saw this in my last video I made. If you're not running hurried, you have to, bro. Like, it's so damn good this patch. It's pretty much always been good, but it is incredible now with ADS being a primary thing. People aren't just running around firing 24/7 anymore, or at least the ones that are doing it are really trash at it now because there's no aim assist. However, it's just so good. Like, you're reloading so fast, you're doing so much damage, and people cannot sustain against the MP7 if you're aiming properly and you're reloading in 1 second. Like, it's incredible. So just try it. If you're not running it, at least try it. Like, give it a try because it is so damn good this patch. You guys can see my mods here, pretty much all crit damage and crit chance, same as ever. My secondary, I'm using the Bullfrog with 20.5k base damage, and it's got brutal, deadly, and uncomplicated. You can use pretty much anything as a secondary. You can use an M4, you can use a sniper, you can use pretty much anything you want. However, I use the Bullfrog just for the extra damage if I ever do need it for some reason. Maybe someone's running a bit too far. But other than that, like, it doesn't really matter. Like, I don't really use my secondary as much because of how fast my MP7 does reload, so I don't find myself needing to switch guns all the time. So that's really about it. So let's go into my gear. I'm using a Reckless chest piece rolled into firearms. This is really damn good. Like, the Reckless chest piece has always been good in Last Stand. I've been saying that since 1.6. However, if you're gonna run this in like the dark zone, maybe by yourself or whatever, I'd recommend putting maybe a Bear's chest piece on or something. But if you're in a group, like you're running this with a 4-man group in the DZ, keep it the way it is. Reckless is very good, and if you have heals coming your way, you'll be fine. But you can always switch to Vigorous or Bear's or whatever, like I said before. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, that's pretty much it there. So for my mask, it's my Predator's Mark mask rolled into stamina. I always think one piece into stamina is better than not having it. Like, it's alright, but I know stamina is not the best this patch. However, if you do want, you can put firearms or even electronics here, but this has a crit chance on it and firearms mod roll into health. Also, I forgot to mention this, that this has 2 electronics mod roll into health as well on my chest piece. I just wanted to point that out. My Predator's Mark knee pads are rolled into firearms with health, and firearms mod with health, and first aid self-heal mods, which is all the mods across the board, so I'm not going to go over that again. I'm using a specialized backpack rolled into firearms with health, and prototype firearms mod rolled into health. My gloves are rolled into firearms with crit chance, crit damage, and SMG damage. The firearms roll could definitely be a lot better. I'm just working with what I got, but yeah. My holster, as you guys can see, the rolls aren't that bad. Could definitely get a better electronics roll there, but it's rolled into health, and you could definitely put this to something else. You can put maybe skill haste or whatever you want there, but I have health just cause, really. And that's really about it. And you can see the first aid self-heal mod. So that's pretty much it there. Now let me go into the abilities and all that stuff. So let me talk about the skills real quick. I'm using a recon pulse that gives me 12 crit chance and 12 crit damage. Not that bad. I'm maxing out my MP7 when I use the pulse. Without it, I'm running at around, I think, 37 or something like that. So it's really good. Regardless, you don't need to use pulse, but for the extra damage that you're getting out of the build, you might as well use it. Like, it works. It's a shredder. Just do it. My booster shot is healing me for 70k. Not the best, however, it's a DPS build. If you go all electronics mod, you can be able to hit a bit higher with the self-heal, but it's really not that serious. Like, it works for me, I'm fine with it, so GG. That's pretty much it there. Let me go into the talents real quick now. So for this build, I'm using critical save, shrapnel. This is what you need, alright? And if you guys saw from the gameplay, you'll understand why. Applying bleed to any target triggers a 30% chance per each target in 10-meter radius. So that means that pretty much what it said, if you hit someone with a bleed, if you're dealing with people that are in groups that are all like close together, if you bleed someone, there's a good chance that it may end up bleeding someone else, which helps you, which helps your team if you have one. It's just a good ass talent to use, especially when you're dealing with groups by yourself. I find that I'm normally melting the shit out of people in like either one clip, and if not the first, then the second, because they have to use their medkit to take away that bleed, and then they can't even use another medkit for when I empty the second clip. So that's pretty much it there. And I'm using strike back and on the move. If you don't want to run shrapnel, like you don't 100% have to, but I would highly recommend it. If you don't want to run that, you could run precision, you can run triage, there is some other stuff that you can use. So that's pretty much it for the build. Hope you guys enjoy it. This build is so damn good in Last Stand that it's crazy. If you have good aim, you're just melting, man. This is definitely a build for people that are good with ADSing. If you're gonna hit fire, you're not gonna get the best out of this. If you're ADSing, you're hitting, you're just melting away. Like it's ridiculous how fast you melt people. It's been your boy. I hope you guys enjoyed the build and the gameplay. I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And that is it, man. I am out.